So one thing for me that has become the bane of my existence as I've gotten older is email. And so I had to come up with a system that would allow me to handle email in an efficient way, get my answers back to people, get things done, but also not be interrupted throughout the day. So that's what this video is going to be about, is how I've gone about kind of organizing myself when it comes to email. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is that getting to inbox zero is unrealistic. And because the second you get to inbox zero, there's more emails coming all the time. And so it's this constant rut and this futile cycle of like just trying to answer everything. So whatever book you read that in, wherever you've read that, get that out of your head. For me, my day is divided into an hour of time that I will just focus on answering emails and then the rest of the day. And so let's start with the 1 hour a day when I wake up in the mornings, usually, that I'm answering emails. And for me, emails get divided into one of four categories. The email is either an action or a project. I'll talk about that in a second. It's an event. It's a reference that I need to remember, or it's spam/junk mail that I can just simply delete. So let's start with actions and projects. So actions and projects. The difference between an action and a project is an action is something that requires me to do one thing and then it's completed. A project requires me to do several things before it is completed. And so I like to use a task manager to help me with these so that I can set deadlines for myself and reminders for myself and get it out of my email and put it somewhere where I can actually functionally do something with it. I use this app called OmniFocus. I have no stock in the app, but that's what I end up using to help me organize myself so that when I get an email that requires an action or a project, I quickly start putting this into OmniFocus so that I have all these reminders that I need. References. So I'm in the medical field, so I have a lot of papers that are sent to me, research that are references that I need to be able to come back to. And so I want something that is going to make the papers searchable, not just because I saved the PDF under a certain title, but even words within the PDF. And it turns out that Evernote has that ability. And so that's where I actually put all the references that get sent to me or that I send to myself. I organize them in a library on Evernote so that I can find them later. Events. I basically use my iCal on my Apple devices and I make sure that I put it in my calendar and so that I have reminders so I don't forget. Otherwise it's like, wait, what do I have this week or what's going on? I just make sure I put it in my calendar so that it's there with a reminder so that I don't forget. And then finally, spam and junk mail. These are the easiest. You just delete these. This is what the majority of my email ends up being, as I'm sure it's the same for many. Now the question is, what do you do during the other 23 hours? Because you can't focus like this all day or multiple times a day because it interrupts your day. And then you're always stressed about answering these emails. So I use something called a 2-minute rule. If I can answer the email when I happen to look at it in under 2 minutes, I'll answer it. If I can't, then I will just leave it there until the next day when it's time for my 1 hour block to answer emails. That's how I've decided to organize handling my emails because I get so many every day. I'm sure there are people who get more than me and there's people who get less than me, but hopefully this kind of gets you thinking a little bit about how to be more efficient with your email. And I hope you found that helpful. I'd love to hear your little hacks or little tips and things that you use. So please share with me all the things that you do to kind of help you be more efficient with your email. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time.